All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rikakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. This lesson is just an acknowledgement of the Israelite woman that supports her Israelite man doing the work. Okay? Right. 1 Corinthians 7 and 29. Because we're in the last days of the last days. Okay, so this is what Paul has to say. We'll start at 27. It said, Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. All right, stay married. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. Okay, all right. That's what Paul's admonishment is. Okay, all right. But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. Okay, so you have trouble in the flesh. You're gonna, get into arguments and stuff like that. According to being that we're in this ministry. All right, got to go out on highways, do lessons. As much we can, daily if we can. You know, it can produce trouble in the flesh. All right. Verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. The days are indeed short. Okay. As we speak, they're sending troops, National Guard, into D.C. Okay. So the agenda of the New World Order is taking shape. Okay. Because they want a police state. They want total control. They want to replace these city police officers, these city and county police officers with troops, all right, in these major cities. And this is what they want across the whole America. Okay, they're funding the prisons to put Jacob in it. Okay, the 12 tribes. You notice that they're not putting the Arabs. You're not seeing the Chinese being deported. What you're visually seeing is the people of the Americas, right? And they're threatening the Haitians, right? So that will be the tribes of Israel, which we've let you know about. And you women have to understand this, that the time is short. Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So the salvation is nearer than we believe. These tokens are coming to pass. They're coming against the tribes. Okay, Jeremiah 50 and 33. All right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So they're taking the northern kingdom and oppressing them, and of course they're oppressing the tribe of Judah as well. They're a lot of women. I think they say 300,000 of you women have been let go. Okay, all right, all right, unemployed. All right, so indeed we're being oppressed together. All right, let's go to Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So at this time, our women have to be with us. Okay, they have to be fully into this truth. All right, and grounded. All right, 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was formed, Salakia, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So as you can see, the Lord is not dealing with the women on the level of the men in terms of prophesying and teaching this word. Okay, all right, but they can listen and learn and teach other women. Okay, and they can glorify the Lord by being a great helpmate to their husband. Okay, all right. Okay, they can be a great helpmate. I mean, because we're entering into a time where there's going to need to be virtuous women. Okay, women that are strong, that know how to do things, by with their hands. Okay, that's what a virtuous woman is. All right, and I'll go over the definition in a minute. But anyway, they're not a part of the ministry. All right. So, women in the Bible, all right, were very loyal, okay, to the Heavenly Father, all right, and to the way of the Lord, keeping the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Hannah, she called her husband my Lord. Sarah called her husband my Lord. Okay, they were very dignified women back in the ancient world. Okay, we have Abigail here, who she was a wise, beautiful woman who saved her husband and his household from destruction. She was married to Nabal, a wealthy man. Okay, she was known for her wisdom, beauty, and diplomatic skills. All right, First Samuel, uh, uh, 25. Uh, let's go ahead and go to that real quick. Uh, all right, 1 Samuel 25 and 3. Now the name of a man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail. She was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was a churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. All right, so all of these were Israelites, okay? And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men, and David said unto the young men, Get you up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name. And thus shall ye say to him that liveth in prosperity, Peace be both to thee, and peace be to thine house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy shepherds which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them all, the while they were in Carmel. Ask the young men, and they will show thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thine eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thine hand unto thy servants, and to thy son David. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, Who is David, and who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants now a days that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed for my shearers, and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be? So David's young men turned their way, and went again, and came and told him all those sayings. Okay, so David extended his hand to Nabal, a wealthy, evil man. All right. Um, when David, then a fugitive, sends messengers to Nabal requesting provisions, Nabal insults them. So that's what happened. Okay. All right. Abigail, upon learning of her husband's actions, takes matters into her own hands. Okay, so David is the king and he insults the king. All right, so that's worthy of death. Okay, by at the hand of the king, right, which is King David, right? All right, but Abigail, being a good wife to her husband, learned of this, and so she used wisdom. She's like, dang, he's gonna murder all of us. He said, Abigail, upon learning of her husband's actions, takes matters into her own hands, preparing a large feast. She prepared a large feast for David and his men, and heading out to meet them, she pleads for forgiveness on her husband's behalf, averting a potential massacre. Later, after Nabal's death, David marries Abigail. So you see how that went. So that she was a virtuous wife. She took things into her own hands. She obeyed the Lord. Okay. She knew that what her husband did was wrong in the eyesight of the Lord. Okay. All right. The book of Esther, chapter 3 and verses 1. And this is the account of Esther showing great faith and saving Israel from a genocide, the tribe of Judah. All right. After these things did King Xerxes promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. All right, so we see here that Haman was an Edomite, okay, and he was advanced and given a high seat, all right, under the king, all right, of Persia, all right, and all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. All right. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gates, said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. All right, so they knew he was from the tribe of Judah. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews, all the tribe of Judah that were throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes, even the people of Mordecai. All right, so you can see what happened. Okay, verse 8. And Haman said unto King Xerxes, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed. Okay, we were scattered, okay, and taken down by these other nations because we went against, our forefathers went against the commandments of the Lord by turning to idols. Okay, so and Haman said unto the king Xerxes, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. The tribe of Judah, okay, is all right, is telling you that Haman, the Edomites, the Agagites, all right, are enemies of the tribe of Judah. All right, so as it goes, all right, let's see here. We're not going to go too deep into it. We're going to skip to the end here because this is a pretty long reading. All right, so Esther, she became the queen, all right, of the king, right, and the king Mordecai sent out a letter to the queen to tell her the matter of what happened. So she went to the king, all right, with the matter. All right. All right. It's in Esther 7. All right. Let me read that. Esther 7 and verses 3. We'll start there. Esther 7 and 3. Then Esther, the queen, answered, said, if I found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request, for we are sold, we are sold, and I and my people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king of Xerxes answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he, and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked man Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of the wine, in his wrath went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. All right. So at the end, verse 10, so they hanged Haman, Esther 7 and 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. So it's a great story. It showed faith by Esther to go to the king and tell the matter to the king and save the Israelites during that time. So it showed faith on her part. And we can go to Hebrews 11 and 6. Hebrews 11 and verse 6. And it reads, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. All right, you see that? Let me go up. We'll go to verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right, so we believe in what we can see. All right, the Most High by way of the word. All right, and the report that we hear. All right, we believe. All right, through the scriptures of the Lord, that these things are true. All right, and through the prophecies. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Just remember this and just be humble. Keep the commandments to the best of your ability and keep doing what you're doing, serving the Lord and helping, being a great helpmate to your husband. All right, that's doing the work out here, teaching and edifying the flock. Okay, because the Lord will bless you. All right. Ecclesiastes 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So Proverbs 31 and 10. Salakia. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. And virtuous being a woman, meaning a woman that works hard, puts in the work for her family. All right, she's diligent in work. Okay, she's trying to take care of her family. You know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures say. All right. Okay, as far as a virtuous woman, I guess I need to define that real quick. Virtuous. All right, let's look at the meaning of virtuous. All right, it is Hebrews 24:28 or 2004:28. It means hey y'all. Let's listen to the pronunciation.
Strong's H2428. Chayil. Chayil.
Okay. Hayil. Okay. Or Hayal. Hayal. Something like that in the paleo. Okay. All right. Let's look at what it means. All right. Hayel, okay, and it means army, man of valor, host, forces, valiant, strength. All right, riches, wealth. Okay, biblical use, strength. All right, so it's a woman of strength, might, efficiency. Okay, wealth, army. So mainly it's a strong woman. Okay, ability to be efficient. Okay, all right. Those are the main things because the women didn't go to war or nothing. All right. Wealth, we ain't got that. So, strength, might, efficiency. All right. That's what being a virtuous woman means. Okay. All right. Okay. Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her husband, her household, Salakia, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengthens her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the staff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh the fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up, and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, Yahushua, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Okay, so that's the woman that we want to be with. We all men are. That's what we are looking for. That's what the Israelite man needs. Okay, all right. In Esau's world, it's kind of hard to find that type of woman. But if you can have your woman can have some of these attributes, all right, you're doing you're doing better than a lot of married couples. All right, trust me. All right.